in the holler where the river's been, where the mountains whisper and the night never ends. I grew up in the shadow of a southern sky, with dirt on my hands and a dream in my eye. The winds may blow and the storms may roll, but the heart of the holler's what keeps me whole. Down in the holler where the river's been, where the mountains whisper and the night never ends. I grew up in the shadow of a southern sky,
it's Mary Beth here. We're so glad you're joining us today.
with dirt on my hands and a dream in my eye.
Okay,
Down in the holler.
that was really weird. You guys, I'm going to play the intro one more time. Welcome to Bobina's Book Nook. My name is Regina Connell. We are streaming across Rumble. We are streaming across YouTube. We are streaming across Meta, formerly known as Facebook, and the X platform, formerly known as Twitter. Let's get into this.
Down in the holler where the river's
Let's
been,
jump into it. Regina, where are we starting today?
where the mountains whisper and the night never ends. Down in the holler where the river's been, where the
Okay, guys, you know what? I'm just going to roll with it. I guess that intro is just not supposed to play. You guys, welcome to Hillbilly Elegy and Bobina's Book Nook. We are covering Chapter 5. If you tuned into YouTube, Facebook, X, or Meta, I don't remember, Rumble, you guys, I've started releasing it out at midnight. You guys, my name is Regina Connell. Welcome. And I've got my co-host, Mary Beth AI, and also Marcia from the X platform. Say hey, Marcia.
Hi.
Hey, Marcia. Great to have you here. Let's dive into Chapter 5 of Hillbilly Elegy. Regina, do you want to kick things off?
Well, let's let Marcia say hey to the audience and give her some time to speak. Can we do that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Marcia?
Okay. Hi, everyone.
Mhm.
Everyone
So-
out in the audience. I'm so happy to be here
Stand by.
with the host with the mostest, Regina, and Mary as well. So take it away, Regina.
Thank you, my lady, Mary Beth. So we do subscribe to the lower tier Chat GPT. It is my hope that one day we will be able to maybe sew into the upper tier. So we do have kind of a guideline to go by. So the first thing I thought we'd talk about is the nuclear family dynamic, that we're going to analyze JD's relationships within his immediate family, particularly the influence of Mama and Papa as stabilizing figures in his life, explore the tension between their role as caregivers and the chaos brought by his mother Beth's struggles. So we'll start off with that one, see where we get. I do have a couple of clips to play. Let me bring Mary Beth back on. So, so far, I think Chapter 5 is probably my favorite. It got really emotional because JD really exposed himself and exposed the family struggles and the strifes that were going on, not only within his nuclear family with his mother and the various stepfathers that he had in his life. So what do you think, Marcia?
I really didn't have a chance to. Oh, go ahead, Mary.
No, go ahead. I took her off screen.
Oh. Well, I really didn't have a chance to read that fifth chapter. I do apologize. I had a lot going on this morning.
Okay.
So I do apologize. If you want to go and just ask me what I think, that would be great.
Yeah, let's see. So Mary Beth's been talking the whole time. So, I think the things that stood out to me, in Chapter 5, and here's Chapter 5, you guys. one of the main things was the fights that he got into and the way that he was brought up to defend himself. I do have a little clip to play of a fight that JD Vance got into, standing up for a boy that he saw as being bullied. And that probably was happening. And so it's pretty interesting. I was brought up the same way. You don't start a fight, you finish it. If someone picks on you, you never throw the first punch, but you definitely fight back. And nowadays, I think it started around the 90s. Rusty, my husband, he can recall times of, he said his school had metal detectors and all that stuff. I think that's crazy. When do we ever get to that stage? And taking children, off to jail for having a fight with one another. I don't know how it is in more urban areas. I never lived that kind of life, or even, the kind of hillbilly holler life that JD lived. I lived that middle class life. But my grandparents, I could identify with a lot of what he said, the growing up, why they migrated from Kentucky to Ohio, the decline of the manufacturing industry and all of that. And my main hope was, by getting this book out, that we would get to know JD Vance, that we would want to. I normally, the reason I put it on audio is I had hoped that maybe one day I would get a job, maybe putting books on audio. We are going to be getting Pete Hegseth's new book. I'm going to be reviving some old books that we've done. And you guys don't forget, February 2nd, we are releasing Faithful Footsteps of the Old Testament Trail. And the intro that I was trying to play, Big Russ actually created that intro. I want to do a huge shout out to the body language guy, Jesus Enriquez Rosas, and our girl Melanie King. You guys please follow them on all platforms. So congratulations on reaching 700K subscribers on YouTube. That is an amazing thing, especially with the challenges that we face on YouTube these days. So you guys, back to JD Vance and about the whole, school fighting thing. What do you think about that, Marcia? What was it like when you were growing up?
When I was growing up, because I was such a small, petite person, in grade school, junior high, high school, I was always picked on because I was the favorite growing up in all my classes. I was very um I what I should say. I was brought up right to respect my teachers. I was always so quiet. And I think that's why, because I never really opened up and had a lot of friends, because I think it was the jealousy. I
Could have been.
really truly do. And all the boys would hang around me, and all the girls are the ones that were the bullies, believe it or not.
I thank God I had good girlfriends in high school. Steph and Sally, I know it's like dropping a bucket in the sea. If you're watching this, I salute you. They used to call them the Heart Sisters, but we were a trio. And I
Hmm.
had an older sister. So when I became a freshman in high school, she was a senior. Um, anyway, yeah. So you guys, I'm gonna play this clip real quick. I mean, they could tell you stories of me getting in fights at the park, like, was I picked on? We could talk about that later. I in middle school, had Coke bottle glasses. My teeth were all. My daddy used to call me Snaggle too, so he reminded me that I spent
Oh,
$1,000 on your teeth, and he did, and I'm grateful for it. So anyway, you guys, let's get back to JD Vance's story. Let's pop this up on the screen. This clip that I downloaded. I hope that it's going to play. I thought that I had it up here. Lord have mercy. It's just anything that can go right. Yeah, here we go. Let me pull it up here. The dog's going nuts. You guys, I hope you're enjoying
okay.
this. I haven't even checked on other
Absolutely.
platforms to see how we're going. You guys, if you're in the X platform watching, please kindly repost the space, leave any and all feedback, you guys. We are looking forward to hearing from you. See, Marcia, there you are on X. You want to see?
Yes. Yay!
And that's it.
Hi, X.
So we're going on X. Let me mute it out so we don't get a reverb. So yeah, and then we are hot on X. Let's check out YouTube, the boob tube. all you YouTubers, Xers, Facebookers, Metaers, Twitchers, Snapchatters. And we are live right here on YouTube. All right, guys, let's keep going. Let's keep this party going. All right, I'm going to play this clip from the reading of chapter 5 of JD Vance's. This is about a fight that he got into in school. His mama instructed him to, intercede for those that he felt like could not defend themselves. And I would say, I know the title was a little misleading, that it was from hillbilly to soldier. He does join the military. He joined the Marines. He's going to go into that in the book, and I can't wait because we have super plans for all of that. But anyway, so he gets really confused about the instruction that he's given from Mama, and whether it was she had matured in her ways, maybe her thinking had changed a little, she had softened up a little bit. I'm not sure, but this is what happened to him. And let's go. Chris approached me, pushed me, and asked what I planned to do about it. I walked right up to him, pivoted my right hip, and sucker punched him right in the stomach. He immediately and terrifyingly dropped to his knees, seemingly unable to breathe. By the time I realized that I'd really injured him, he was alternately coughing and trying to catch his breath. He even spit up a small amount of blood. Oh, well, my mama used to say every dog has their day. Chris went to the school nurse, and after I confirmed that I hadn't killed him and would avoid the police, my thoughts immediately turned to the school justice system. See, and let's remember that J.D. Vance was born in 1987. I have a story to piggyback that. So when I was in high school, there was girls that did their thing, whatever. But I never backed down from a fight. I wasn't allowed to. Anyway, so the girl came to my house. She literally came to my house and wanted to fight me. And so, yeah. And I remember just seeing red. That's why I don't like to fight. And I remember when I kind of came to, I was trying to break her neck. That sticks with me. I was 14 years old at the time, and I was 110 pounds, and she was way bigger than me. I was able to body slam her with one arm. Like I don't like getting to that level. Well, the flip side of it was when she did get me down, she bit me in my face. And, yeah, so I had to go to the Naval Hospital, had to talk to the Jamaican doctor that was taking care of me, and he was like, "Oh, okay, so you got in a fight? Did you beat her ass?" Like,
That's too funny.
It even got put on the
laugh,
radio.
but it's
It
funny.
is funny. It got put on the local radio station in Charleston, South Carolina, that they heard there was a rabid dog at Stratford High School because the girl bit me in my face because she couldn't get me any other way. And so yeah, I sported a patch on my face, and then I had to, and that was the second time I had to fight that girl. Like I had to fight, and this other girl was wanting to fight me. She never fought for herself, but man, there was this girl named Debbie Morrison, and that girl chewed tobacco, right? And the other girl's name was Debbie Saucier, and she was like wanting to fight. I don't know what her deal was. Anyway, so Debbie Saucier comes up to her, and or Debbie Morrison, and she was one of my sister's friends. So I knew they all, and my sister's best friend, Lisa, she was a badass, right? These girls were tough. And so Debbie Morrison comes up with me, or when Debbie Saucier approaches me, we were in the lunch line, and Debbie Saucier started running her mouth, and Debbie Morrison was like, "Well, come on, why don't you fight me?" And Debbie Saucier was like, "Well, I don't have a problem with you." And Debbie Morrison was like, "I got a problem with you." I was like,
no.
It was awesome because I didn't really have to do anything. That girl thought she messed with the wrong one. And that's the part of staying blameless too. I don't see problems where none exist. And I try to be sensible. So I mean, JD could have been arrested for that had he lived maybe somewhere else, and he does talk in the book his confusion of which direction to take, because in chapter 5, his grandmother does say that, well, she kind of switches a little bit. But there's also a scene in the book, and I didn't play the clip simply because I'm trying to I don't know, I'm still working my way through this, but there was and you know, his mother has got to be the proudest mother on the earth. We give her all honor and
Mhm.
glory because she gave birth to the vice president of our nation, and we are grateful to her.
Absolutely.
And we're grateful to Mama and Papa and the Blanton boys that helped raise JD. So, you guys, I highly encourage you to go check out this book if you have not already. So, I
I'm going to. You've convinced me with the last few chapters that we've went over. You
yeah.
have convinced me to go buy the book.
I think you would identify strongly with the women, you know, in his because Aunt Wee, you know, she sounded very reserved. His sister
Mhm.
Lindsay is a strong protector in his life, and his mother Bev too. Make no mistake, that woman was a lioness. She protected her cubs.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, talking about kids and stuff, protecting, the mama cub or mama bear protecting her cubs.
Yes.
My mom was a mama bear all the way. She protected all of her kids. She gave up so much because she had 16 of us. 16
Wow.
kids,
Wow. I couldn't wait to
two sets of twins.
That's amazing.
Yes, and we knew who the mama bear was.
Yeah, totally. Man, we're gonna get your story out there, totally. So, you guys, I mean, this is amazing. This is why, you know, I truly believe in collaborative efforts. You know, if I could ever serve as a moderator in anyone's community, please just ask. I would be honored to do it. Because I think, you know, the more that we work together, the more we will break through. 16 children. I'm tripping because, you know, in the book in chapter 3, I think we discussed, or it may have been chapter 4. No, it was 3. JD Vance's grandmother suffered 9 miscarriages before
9.
9 before she had 2, 3
Wow.
successful pregnancies. So there was Bev, there's Aunt Wee, and then there's Uncle Jimmy. And then also, you guys, I wanted to close out on this note today talking about at the end of chapter 5, JD Vance takes his first trip to California where Uncle Jimmy lives. And it was the first time he'd ever ridden a plane. Now, I was used to riding planes because my parents always flew me out to Texas every other summer when we didn't drive out there to visit his parents in West Texas, in Friona, right outside of Amarillo. Shout out to all you West Texans. And we do remember the Panhandle fires. We will not forget. They will be held accountable. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, I know I just went off on a tangent. I probably should have Mary Beth up here to keep redirecting me. But look, this is what it's about. It's about, you know, identifying with JD Vance and the way that he grew up. And I would say even people who, you know, don't like him could probably identify with his childhood or has someone in their family. But it was hilarious to hear him talk about the awe and the wonder of how his Uncle Jimmy could afford to pay for 2 tickets for kids to fly out to Los Angeles. And we used to do the same thing with my daughter because my parents also helped raise my daughter. I went through similar struggles that Bev went through. So we can talk about all that and more as we continue to explore this book. Marsha, why don't you tell them a little bit about your platform, where to find you, and the stuff you like to do on the X platform? And I'm going to pull your profile up so people know where to find you.
Okay. Well, you guys can find me from all the social medias. I only have X, and I am a creator. I love what I do. Um, the creation of art through Grok is just simply incredible. If you're not on X and not verified, it is well worth it to become verified. It gives you an extra sense of security while you're on X in spaces. You can become speakers, co-hosts, and also in communities. You can join community. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to send you, Regina, a request to become a moderator in my community.
would be so honored to do that. Let's make sure we get it scheduled out. And I would love to do that.
And you can find me on X, everyone. Please give me a follow as Regina as well. Follow her. You can see some an amazing artwork that I put out. I do put out some professional photography that I have done in the past, and I've got thousands and thousands of pictures to share. I have just begun on the professional photography photos. I haven't released a whole lot of those because I've been playing around with Grok, making art that way. And
Yeah, this is pretty amazing right here. And so I love her angel and dragon grok artwork. That's probably some of my favorite, you guys. So that's where you could find Marsha. It's right there. I've got it pinned in the comments section. So yeah, grok is really fun to work with. I couldn't agree with you more.
And I do, real quick, Regina, I do want to
Yeah.
mention, anyone that does want to subscribe to me through X, I am only $3 a month. I am well worth it. I offer computer tech support as well as phone tech support for free. I also send my subscribers the grok art. Whatever you want me to create, I will create and DM them to you, and they are yours to keep for free. I
Yeah,
do this for all my subs.
Yeah, she does do that. And I was subscribed to her. We're just trying to get all of our accounting stuff and separated while we're branding. We do intend to subscribe again. So trust and believe that. Marsha's amazing. I've been in her spaces. She's got an amazing group. Shout out to Space Labs and DC Just Looking. We love you, my lady. And we have you lifted up in prayer. You guys, this has been an amazing, I really love reading books. There are other books that I have that I'm going to revive. I did take some of the Killing series off. I think the only one that's still up in its entirety is Killing Lincoln, the shocking assassination that changed America, or Killing Jesus. I don't know. I have to go back and look because when I first started, you guys, I started on my phone and I was having to upload 20-minute videos. So I could only do it 20 minutes at a time. So if I had a bigger, longer chapter, it took longer to do. So I earned my status on YouTube to be able to live stream. Then I earned my status on Rumble to be able to live stream. Then I earned my status on TikTok, earned my status in sewed into being verified. I would say the biggest thing of being verified, like Marsha was saying, is that I think it opens up way more doors that, you're
Absolutely.
seen as, hey, I'm transparent, I'm verified. And there's always people looking, even YouTube promoters are looking for people. Look, the whole landscape is about to change in the media world, not just social media, but media. And yes, legacy media is it cannot be revived. It
No
cannot.
more. Legacy media has been gone, is
Yeah.
gone. We are the media.
We are. So, you guys, I do want to play my disclaimer since I forgot to before. Let me play this disclaimer real quick. It's like 15 seconds long, and I will be right back
Sure.
with you.
Welcome to Bobina's Book Nook. Please note that any material discussed here is solely to honor and promote the author. The views and opinions expressed by the author do not necessarily reflect those of the show. Enjoy the journey.
And I'd have to say, so far, I'm pretty much in agreement with Vice President J.D. Vance in his views. I think Marsha might have, I don't know what happened. If she's still with me, maybe she'll come back in. There she is. I knew she would. There she is. There she is. I
Sorry.
knew you'd come back. No, you're good. It happens. Listen, tech is the number one hurdle to get through anyone who's in the podcasting world, starting spaces, any of it. It's a lot to consider. So, you guys, I do want to thank you once again for joining us here in the Book Nook, Bobina's Book Nook. I do want to show you a couple of thumbnails really quick. So, Bobina's Book Nook is a division of RC Squared, a podcast for the people, you guys. So, February 2nd, Sunday, we will be launching Faithful Footsteps of the Old Testament Trail. You guys, I will remind you, we'll also be celebrating 1 year of our podcasting. And then the next month will be actually 1 year of our YouTube channel. So, I mean, I appreciate all the support, you guys. Thank you for the support. We're still really small. I feel like we're going to break through. It's all in God's timing. Marcia, thank you for joining me. And you guys,
My
please make
pleasure.
sure. Yes, please make sure you go follow Marcia on the X platform. I put her information in the link. I'll post it one more time, pin it right here, you guys. And so once again, I want to remind everyone, Marcia, I'm going to go ahead and drop you for right now because
Okay.
I'll just keep talking and I'll get nervous. We will see you
Thank you, dear.
next Thursday.
My pleasure.
All right.
I feel honored. Thank
I'm
you.
honored. Thank you, Marcia. I love you. You guys,
I
please
love
go
you
follow
too, dear.
her. All right. So, you guys, that's it for today. You guys, thank you for joining. We are going to hone our skills, get things better. You guys, please, the only way we can get better is by you telling us how to get better. You guys, I thank you so much, and we will see you on the next one. Hopefully, this outro will play this.
Down in the holler where the river's been, where the mountains whisper and the night never ends. I grew up in the shadow of a southern sky, with dirt on my hands and a dream in my eye. The winds may blow and the storms may roll, but the heart of the holler's what keeps me whole.